You paying attention? I mean, really paying attention? Huh? You talking to me? Have you ever heard the term situational awareness? You know, like paying attention to what's going on around you? Like really paying attention to what's going on around you? What's up, warriors? It's Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. If you're new to the channel, welcome and thanks for stopping by. If you already follow us on social media and that's how you find your way over to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button, and YouTube will let you know when the next video drops, so you get all sorts of cool content from here as well. So the other day, I was scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, one of those things, and I came across this, looked kind of like a meme. It was a picture with 4 pictures and a caption, which is most important. And the 4 choices were martial arts, like self-defense, fighting, empty-handed, without weapons. The second one was firearms training. And there was a third one that was for tactical medicine, or tourniquets and self-aid, buddy aid. God forbid you find yourself in a scary situation, be able to keep yourself alive till you were able to get to a hospital or a doctor who could really save you. And the fourth one was situational awareness. And as I'm scrolling through the answers, because I was curious, and said, I think I know what I think is most important, but I was like, let's see what everybody else says. And there were plenty of people who said martial arts, because you always have your hands and your fists, and you are the weapon. And I'm a martial artist. I definitely agree with that. Then there were a bunch of people saying firearms, bro, you'll never be as fast as a bullet and all that stuff. And I'm a firearms guy. I'm a police officer. I'm a firearms instructor. So I was a lot of the stuff there that I agreed with. And I'm not a paramedic, but I mean, I have some emergency, first responder training, and there's a lot to be said about having a tourniquet and be able to know how to use it, and keep yourself alive till you get to a doctor who could, really save you and keep you alive for a longer time. But the fourth choice was situational awareness. And as I'm reading through all these things, there was a lot that I could agree with that everybody said, but I was like, to me, the most important thing is just being aware of what's going on around you, so that if you see one of these crazy situations, man, I'll walk my way out, talk my way out, or best of all, just avoid it altogether. So it kind of took me down this revisiting, which we talk about situational awareness in the dojo all the time, obviously with my firearms students and all my students, no matter the discipline that I'm teaching them. Coincidentally, I was with my family the other day, and we went out to eat, and every time we go somewhere, I like to sit where I could see the door. And my wife knows that, so she just knows where to sit and knows which seat I'm going to pick. And my daughter is 8 years old, and she was kind of asking, Daddy, how come you always like to sit so that you could see the door? And it took us down a whole rabbit hole, which we're going to talk a little bit about right now. So when the question comes up, what is situational awareness? It's kind of like we are constantly observing stuff, taking in data all day long. Everywhere we go, everything we do, we're just observing a lot of different things. And it's kind of like being able to take the things that you see and thinking of what could happen based on the data and input that you observe. So if you've ever had a puppy, let's say, and the puppy all of a sudden chews your favorite. For me, my dog ate my backpack strap one time, and I went nuts. It was my favorite backpack. Another time, the dog, chewed up a pillow that my wife loved. And all of a sudden, you start to, puppy-proof your house. You start to, in advance, oh, man, if I leave that door there, the dog might get it. That's situational awareness. Have you ever had to babysit? And I don't mean babysit for kids, but babysit for a baby. All of a sudden, especially when they first start going mobile, and you realize how baby-proof your house isn't. So everything is cool. Oh, they're just starting to walk. Oh, how cute, till they go head first into the end table or the corner of the chair or whatever. And also you're like, oh my God. And you start to look at everything what if this happens? Let's pad that. That's all situational awareness. You're kind of looking at things with a different perspective of almost like a threat assessment. So situational awareness becomes a habit, not just for law enforcement or military or fighters and security people, but it should be something that everybody pays attention to. It's not an easy thing, but it's not a hard thing either. It's any other thing, the more you practice it, the better you get at it, and the more it makes sense to you, and the safer you are because of it. Some basic things that I know I do all the time that I didn't invent them. I kind of learned it by I've always had martial arts instructors who were law enforcement or military, and they had a certain mindset of just, kind of paying attention to what's going on around you. And it was drilled into us very strictly sneak attacking each other in the dojo, and just starting to learn how to almost have eyes in the back of your head or pay attention to, little things that seem out of place. So, for instance, aside from sitting in a restaurant where I could see the front door, just so I could see who's coming in and out, and it's not just to people watch, but it's kind of to see if something seems out of place. Going somewhere and just knowing where the exits are before there's an emergency, and chances are there won't be any emergency, but if there was, while everybody is panicking and scrambling and looking for the exit, I want to know where it is ahead of time. So I grab my family and out we go. Going shopping or wherever, and we're in a parking lot, and they say, oh, there's a spot that's closer. I say, yeah, but it's going to be dark when we come out. Let's park under the lights. So when we come in out, we'll go to our car. It'll be well lit, and we'll remember we parked in D5 or whatever it is. I get hit in the head a lot and I forget stuff. It's just easier for me to remember with landmarks like that. And coming out with my family, I want to make sure that everything is well lit and it's less susceptible to the bad guy who's going to be looking to lurk in the darkness. You want to know someone who's got awesome situational awareness? Check out a new mom or dad who's got their firstborn little baby in the stroller beside them. They are going to watch this kid like a hawk. They're going to look at every single person that walks by like they are a potential threat. Like, don't you look at my kid. Don't you touch my kid. You got dirty hands. Don't go. Hey. And now, with the first kid, I think we're all a little bit too much. By the second kid, we're a little bit lax. And by the third kid, you're like, not whatever, but more relaxed. You're better at it, so it's more natural, and you're not as paranoid and freaking out. You still are careful. You want to make sure your kid doesn't go fall into a pool or walk into traffic or any of the things that we watch our kids do to make sure that we keep them safe. Good situational awareness is having that awareness to kind of see what's going on, process it without being super tense and not fun to be around and not having a good time. You want to be kind of relaxed, but not oblivious. In fact, you want to Google something pretty cool? Look up the Cooper color code. It's about threat levels. So white is not paying attention to anything going on around you and kind of oblivious. Yellow is aware, paying attention to your surroundings, not having your head buried in your phone, but just being aware and paying attention to what's going on around you, scanning the room, looking at things that might seem out of place or something is just not right or something's giving me the heebie-jeebies or making my spidey senses tingle. Orange is kind of hey, something's going on, and I'm ready to take action. And red is oh my God, time to engage. You don't want to walk around constantly on that orange alert type of it's no good for you. It's no good for the people around you. It's just it's not healthy, man. You shouldn't be operating at white level where you're just not paying attention to anything or having your head buried in your phone the whole time. But learning to pay attention, to scan, to see things that are out of place. Hey, it's really hot outside. Why is that guy wearing all that clothes? And, something about he looks like he's hiding something. Or I'm a police officer. I look at everybody's waistband. It probably looks like I'm checking out everybody's rear end, but it's waistband. And you don't really ever find something. Hey, I see the clip. He's got a knife in his pocket. So do I. I'm a good guy. I'm not going to hurt anybody, but mental note. Hey, why has that guy got his sunglasses on inside or that hood over his head? Or why has he got his hat so low? Why does it look like he's trying to hide? What's going on? Something's not right. Something doesn't add up. Does that mean I'm ready to tackle the guy? No. But a mental note. So action always beats reaction. No matter how fast, how strong, how tough, how heavily armed you are, if you're not paying attention and somebody gets a drop on you, hey, you got to react, and now you have to kind of observe what's going on, figure out what's going on, decide what you're going to do, and then act. And action will always beat that no matter what. No matter how good you are, no matter how good you think you are, action beats reaction. Situational awareness is a habit. It's definitely a skill that you develop, but it's something that you got to habitually practice and just kind of make it part of your daily routine. Just starting to look at everything. Observe as much as you can. Now, my wife and I play this game sometimes where we're out to eat or we're at the mall or wherever we are. And I'm all right, you ready? And somebody will be walking by and I'll say, all right, you get 1 second. And I'll say, all right, they're coming up behind you. or they're walking, you know, wherever they're walking. I say, ready, go. And in my head, I say, 1,000. All right, that's it. And now you could look for 1 second, look back. You can't look again. Tell me what you saw. Describe what were they wearing. What was their complexion, their hair color, their hair length. Did they have any scars, marks, tattoos? You know, did they have a limp? Did they have a cane? What color was their watch? And like, it's pretty amazing how two different people can watch the exact same thing or see the exact same thing or the exact same person. And I'll remember, I don't know, like, oh, I really dug that backpack. It was whatever. And my wife would be like, oh, they had, you know, really cool shoes, and the shoes were this color, and I could tell they were whatever brand. And we just observe different things. But one, it's pretty interesting to play a game like that because it forces you to train your brain to like, snapshot, come back, what do I remember? Were they a righty or a lefty? Can you tell by where they had their watch? Or did they have 2 watches and they're still late for everything? I do the same drill with my kids. Now my kids are little, but I want to try to train them young to be aware of their surroundings. Especially this day and age, kids are like so engrossed with the screens and the stuff, the stimuli that's around them that they're not paying attention to the world around them. A while back, I was down at a neighbor's house and we were working outside. And my daughter says, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. And it's only a few houses away. I said, so go to the bed, walk home. It's 4 houses away. I'm right here. I'm watching you. If something happens, we were using chainsaws. So I said, if somebody tries to hurt you, just scream, Daddy, and I will come running with the chainsaw. You'll be safe, I promise. So coincidentally, as she was like, she started to walk, and there were 2 20-ish-year-old guys coming out of their house and going to their car. And she was like, she's tiny, and they were, you know, grown-up size. So she came back. She's like, I'm scared. I said, what are you scared of? So she told me what she saw, and I just took a quick glance, and I asked her, I was like, describe them. So again, we played this game again, and I didn't let her look back, and I was blown away how good she was. She knew that they both were around my height. They both had blonde hair. One had curly hair, one had straight hair. They had, then another guy came out of the house, and he had an accent. I said, well, where did his accent sound like it was from? I don't know. It sounded kind of wherever it was from. But man, she was like, I said, well, what were they wearing? And she knew their clothes. Now, for me, that was a super proud dad moment because this is something that we do pretty often. I don't want to be like too hard on them, but I want them to learn the skill. And now, hey, don't let me sound like I'm great at this because I'll play the game and I'll get a bunch of stuff wrong too. The idea is it's something that I know that I'm constantly working on, something that I want them to constantly be working on, and it's something that I would encourage anybody just to get better at because one, it's something that you could do that doesn't cost any money. It doesn't, you could do it while you're doing other things, waiting online at Costco, BJ's, wherever, and just people watch. Just start people watching. And you start to see like certain patterns that are kind of normal or abnormal or what sticks out or what's wrong with this picture. In police work, that's kind of something that you gotta, you know, you're always trying to get better at that. What I would encourage you to do is play a couple games that are kind of fun for you and your family or your friends or whatever, and it just makes you sharp. And it's when a little bit of healthy competition gets you like, oh man, I could have got that right. Oh, why didn't I miss that? Oh, hey, you saw that and I didn't. Oh, good on you. Oh, I got to fix that. Again, it's a habit that you got to develop. And the more you get good at it, the better you get at it and the safer you are. You're doing something that's going to help protect you, keep you safer. And again, hey, I have a bunch of videos that will be focused on situational awareness. As an overview, it's kind of like get the understanding of what it is, what it means, and how you could just get started at being more aware of what's going on around you. Well, if you made it this far and you like what I'm teaching and preaching, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you're loving it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you gotta have it, make sure you hit the bell notification and then the part where it says all notifications, and YouTube will let you know when the next video drops. If you're really digging it and you want more, you can find us on all social media at 5 Elements Tactical. Well, that's all I got for now, Warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching.